So, welcome to our Christmas episode, holiday episode, where we're going to talk about our favorite Christmas and/or holiday books and holiday movies. And I was thinking we could also talk about holiday songs if you want, because I'm sure they've already started
I
in
don't
Canada.
want a lot for Christmas. No. Little, what's her name?
It is good.
That's my favorite, Mariah Carey.
I like
I
that song.
classic.
All I want for Christmas is you.
I know it's played a lot, but like she
Me
made like an
too.
instant classic. It's like so good, right? It's become
Yes.
a
I
classic.
could listen to it during Christmas all the time. I don't mind it at all. There's some Christmas songs that get obnoxious, but
Rocking around the Christmas tree. I can only take so much rocking around the Christmas. Oh no, Jingle Bell Rock. I can't.
I was
only
just
take
gonna
so
say
much
Jingle
Rock.
Bells. Yeah, Jingle Bell Rock, or even just Jingle Bells.
I'll
A
take
lot of
Jingle Bells
Jingle
over
Bells.
Jingle Bell Rock. I don't know.
We
Jingle
could
Bell
all
Rock.
just, we could do a sing-along and do this whole episode of us singing. Here you go.
Christmas
I wish there
without
was-
you. That one. I can't do Elvis Christmas. I know people love Elvis, but like whenever that comes on, I go, I don't know if I'm a big Elvis person. Because like Blue Christmas, I'm just like, oh God, this song.
I like Michael Bublé. His Christmas albums, good. Like that one. But I
I like the
usually
Bing
do like a
Crosby.
favorite. Oh, Bing,
Bing
Crosby. Yes.
Crosby.
Yeah,
The White
Bing
Christmas
Crosby's
one.
good.
That's my favorite.
Have
By
you
far.
seen the movie
What about the Chipmunks?
White Christmas?
Yes, I love
No.
the movie White Christmas. Of
You
course.
do?
Yeah.
Never.
You love it?
Yeah, every single Christmas,
Oh.
my mom and I watch it. Yep.
We watched it. We got it in a pack of It's a Wonderful Life and White Christmas. And we watched White Christmas. We're like, what is this movie? I don't know. We were just like, this movie
Amazing.
is too much.
Oh, I love
I
it
don't
so
know.
much.
That's
It's-
funny. I love that you love it.
The music
gonna tell
is
Dan and then we'll watch it again.
amazing. The story, they have theater, there's costumes, there's dance, everything that I like. So,
I don't know it.
every year
I've
since
never
I was a
watched it.
kid. Yeah,
Well, if you
really?
come to
How
my house
about-
one day, you can watch it. Because I love It's a Wonderful Life. That's my favorite Christmas movie of all time. I'll watch it any time of day, really, or year.
I don't think I've
during
ever
the year.
seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so good. It's
Mm.
so
There's
I've
no
only seen it
music or
maybe
dance.
a couple
Apart.
times.
There's no singing,
I've only
there's
seen-
no dancing.
No, it's good though. It's really good. At the end, you're like, I mean, it'll bring tears. It's good.
So
My
one
kids
of
like
my
it. My kids like it, and it's black and white. They're like, yes, It's a Wonderful Life is great. And I think that's saying something. Maybe. Maybe it's saying my kids don't get to watch a lot of movies.
Any sort of screen, they're like, "Yay!"
There's a
it's
screen. Oh my
amazing."
god. I'll take it. Black and white, color, whatever. If it's just the sound with the stop picture, I'll take it.
Maybe it says they're old souls.
Maybe, I mean, Elsa
Kids.
is an old soul. She grew up. She loves classical music. Loves it, right?
All right,
Okay, I
I'm
wanted to
gonna
say
read
something
it.
about this vest I'm wearing.
Okay.
If people
Okay.
go on the YouTube channel, they can see it. So this is a fantastic Christmas. It's like tied at the back with a ribbon. Anyway,
Oh.
this Christmas vest is Kara and Leah's mom's Christmas vest. And
Is
she
it?
used to wear it to our families used to have Christmases together. And she used to wear it to our family Christmas, and she passed it on to our mother because our mom was hosting the Christmases, and she gave it to her to wear at Christmas time because like we always say, my mom is Christmas. Like it's her favorite. She goes over the top. She loves Christmas parties. She's coming to visit me for Christmas, but she's having a Christmas party at her house before she leaves, right? Like in November. So,
She
anyway,
also said
so
that she's going to bring candy canes and Christmas things for my kids when she comes to visit in April. I
Of
was like,
course,
"Oh, a
of
Christmas in
course.
April. Is that what
she
we're doing?
is
More than one
Christmas.
Christmas?"
So, and
Yeah.
she used to have these, not just the Christmas part, like Christmas hosting, but she had these big elaborate, what we called Christmas cheer at her house. And everybody we'd invite all our friends and all the kids, me and Sarah and Matt would all invite our friends, and mom would invite all her friends. And it would just be a house of like packed with people and like food on every surface. And, but anyway, this vest, she left it here one day. She's like, maybe I'll give this to you now. So this Christmas vest now stays in my closet. So when she's here, she can wear her Christmas vest, or I can wear it for the Book Interrupted Christmas episode. Holiday episode.
Would you please describe the vest to our listeners?
Yes. Okay, so it's only a half vest. It ties at the back with a ribbon and around the neck. And it's got like presents with like pipe cleaner bows and a Santa with a gold glittery hat and a Christmas tree with decorations also glittery. And what's we got? Frosty the Snowman. And the
Frosty.
background looks a little bit like a sweater, like a knit sweater.
No,
And
it looks like a candy cane.
Oh, okay. Candy cane.
And it's
Yeah.
got
And,
sequins all over it,
sequins
right?
all
Sequence,
over
lots of
it.
sequence.
It's
Yeah.
very loud. It's very Christmassy.
But
Over
if you
10.
wore it without anything else under it and just the vest, you
Ooh.
could be sexy
Sexy.
Christmas because
That's
it
right,
sure
I could
doesn't
sing
cover
the-
very much.
It does not cover very much. I could sing like the Santa Baby song. and wear
Yes.
this,
All right,
Ooh, I
maybe you
like
and
that
your
song.
hubby.
quote, sexy. It's not a sexy vest. Let's just say that. But again, if you weren't wearing anything underneath it,
Yeah, it's
somebody
pretty
wanting to
ugly.
dress you for two reasons.
I like
To
Santa
get it
Baby,
away.
that song. That's a good Christmas song, Santa Baby. I love it.
What's the
Lindsay
one
loves
that
Santa
like it?
Baby?
what's the
Santa
song
Baby.
that Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead. You sing that, please. I'd
No,
like to
no,
hear
no,
you
I'm a horrible
sing it.
singer. Continue on.
Santa
We don't-
baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Da-da.
Yeah.
Something like that. What's the song that everyone's changing the lyrics now because it's like a date rape
I really
one?
can't stay.
Yes.
Baby, it's
Baby.
cold outside.
Yeah, but
I
everyone's
love
been
that
changing the
song.
lyrics. I like the song, but I think
I
the
like
new versions of the lyrics
Oh,
are much
shoot.
better.
People
than-
don't
Is this
like
gonna
it because
be-
people imply that he's like, have another drink, and she's like, no, what's in this drink? But it's supposed to be like she wants to stay and they're being coy. It's not like, what's in this drink? Did you drug me? That's not
There.
what's
Is this a
happening
roofie?
in this but people don't like the coercion, and I guess maybe it's giving younger people a bad idea, but like it's supposed to be flirty and like playful. I love that song though. I don't know. I can't help it.
Yeah, but in our world where
So-
consent is so important, then
Indeed.
that.
But some of the new lyrics, they just didn't really nail it. Like you can take away that like, add some consent to the song but some of the lyrics are just like, didn't nail it.
There's a Christmas movie, and I never remember anything. So I wish Kim was here because she could like decode this game of mine, not knowing who's in anything. But there is a Christmas movie, and it's about a girl who writes a dating column, and she always finds something wrong with the guy, and the guy she ends up being with like finds this perfect guy, and it turns out the guy used a friend of his picture. But she really likes this guy, and she shows up at his house at Christmas as a surprise.
Oh, I know that movie.
Anyway, okay.
Yes.
I don't know
And
what it's
he's
called.
like a
And he makes soap.
continue to talk.
You
will
find it.
fi-
Anyway,
I'll
it's on
find it.
Netflix. In that movie, they redo that song, and they kind of redo it really great because both the characters that actually are perfect for each other, just because he doesn't look like super hot like this other guy that's not perfect for her.
It's a rom-com.
They
Of
redo
course
the
they're perfect
song.
for each other.
I know it's rom-com.
I like it.
Anyway, so then they redo the song, so it's not, she calls it rapey. She said, can we do the song not so rapey? And he does it. And she
Nice.
loves, and it's like the
Yes.
turning point. She falls in love with him because of that, because he redoes the carol to be consent and being like, you can leave
Yeah.
anytime you want. and like,
And because
like
he
that.
knows that when she says it's a little rapey, he's not like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, yeah, you do though, right? But you do.
But yeah, it's
or if
really
you
good.
don't, then this isn't going to work out.
It's a really cute part of that movie, and it's like the turning, there was always this turning point in the movie, like that was a turning point that she's like, maybe he's perfect for me.
Like, is it a Hallmark one? Because there's 100 of those.
No,
is
it's
it called
Netflix.
Love
No,
Hard?
it's good. It's really
Love
cute.
Hard! Yes!
Love
It's called
Hard.
Love Hard.
Yeah.
Oh, look
How'd
at
you figure
me.
that out so fast?
I searched
Yeah.
Maybe It's Cold Outside Christmas movie. And it was the
Oh.
first one that came up.
Oh,
right, fine.
Love Hard. That's it. Good job.
Yeah.
Everybody.
That's a
was
cute movie.
like,
And when I thought of that song and the redoing the lyrics, I also thought of that movie, but I just couldn't remember. So yeah. Yeah. Interesting. It's a good
I
movie.
like that movie.
I made Laird watch. I really wanted something like it's been a long week. It's like long week. And so he's in rehearsal this week. And he usually comes home probably by like he does 14-hour days right now during tech week, and usually comes home around like 10:30 or something. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna turn on a really cheesy Christmas like Hallmark movie. So I was like, okay, I'll put it on, whatever. He comes home like 20 minutes later. I was like, do you want to watch this? So we watched it. And he kept being like, the writing is so bad. The storylines are so bad. The acting is so
You're
bad.
like,
I
yeah.
was like, yes. I was like, the point of those movies is to fully escape and be like, I know that this is really, really bad, and that's why I'm enjoying it. Because you can be like,
I
that
could
was
walk
so
away
cheesy.
and make a
Yes.
snack and keep it on, and it wouldn't even
Yep.
matter because I already know what's going to happen at the end.
Yeah.
It's the formula. Yeah.
It was called, I think it was called Crown for Christmas or something. It's with the chick from, remember the Wonder Years, the girl who played
Yes,
Winnie or Winnie? Yeah,
Oh,
Winnie.
she's the main character in it.
Nice.
The
She's
Wonder
really
Years.
bad acting in it, but it's like so cheesy. And it's a few years ago, but her makeup, like in every scene, she's got like the really gigantically long fake eyelashes with like dark all over her eyes. And it's like it's too much. Like you're like she's like a nanny or a governess or something for the kind of the plot line is she's in New York and she's a maid, and then she bumps into this guy who's a she doesn't know yet is like the king of some made up country near Luxembourg, and then she ends up losing her job, but the butler gives her a job as the governess, and she's like, sure, I'll take this job with this random person I don't know, and he's gonna fly me across the world and whatever. Anyways,
Sure,
but
I'll
she's
sit on a plane with a
discovered.
stranger.
Right,
That's like-
exactly.
In a
And
vehicle
of
with a
course, she's
stranger.
like the help, and there's the whole thing with the help, and then there's this like beautiful princess that comes, but you know how it goes, that obviously he loves her and not the princess. But it's like you're a governess, you're not going to be like full makeup with like huge fake eyelashes on every day. So just saying. But
You're
it
probably
wasn't.
going to be having paste in your hair.
Yeah,
glue
exactly.
and-
Yeah. So, anyways, that's
Yeah.
but there's a Christmas movie. I watched that. There you go.
We watched the other day Elf, me and the kids.
Mm.
Love
That's
that
cute.
movie. I could watch it over and over. I just
Hilarious.
love it so much. And I can watch it with the kids, and it's just so silly, like just so ridiculously silly. Like when he eats the gum that's stuck at the subway and stuff, like just outrageously ridiculous. And
I like
he's
how
so big
Santa
with all the
knows he's
other
going to do
laughs.
that. Santa knows he's going to do that. He's like, if you find gum on the ground, it's not free candy. Don't eat it. And he does anyway.
He did. When he tells
Will
him, "Oh, I
Ferrell's
love
really
you, I
funny.
love you, I love you." Like he's so funny. It's just so good. Anyway, I watched that. That's one of my favorite ones that I can watch over and over.
Some of the newer animated ones are really good. The new Grinch is hilarious. So good.
I like the old
animated.
Grinch too. I like.
I like the old Grinch too. Like the one in between is
Oh, the one with Jim
the
Carrey.
one of my kid's friends.
Scary.
My kid asked her like, "What's the scariest movie you've seen?" And she's like, "The live action Grinch." And my eyes like, "Yep, that tracks." Like it's really creepy.
Do you want to hear a great story? I heard Jim Carrey on the Graham Norton show, and they're asking him about the Grinch.
Yeah.
And he said they asked him how long he had to be in makeup, and it was like a ridiculous amount of time every day.
Yeah.
And he said because it had this yak hair everywhere, he said it was extremely uncomfortable. Like it was
Like
hard
itchy?
to be in the costume, itchy and like suffocating. And he's like, I can't do this. I can't wear this every day. And they brought in a guy that used to work for, I think he said the CIA, and he helped train like military people, like people in the CIA, like agents, how to withstand torture. And they brought him in for it.
They're
Right.
like, you gotta
and
wear
he
the
said
costume.
every day, so the things he needed to do when he couldn't take it anymore, first smoking will calm. So he's like, in between takes, I'd be smoking. And another thing that we do, you have to disrupt your mind. So you have to hit yourself as hard as you can in the leg or something, like cause yourself to have pain. He's like, so off the set, I'd be like smoking a cigarette and like whacking myself in the leg and smoking
In the
a
Grinch
cigarette.
costume. In the Grinch costume.
And he said, I just kept on thinking it's for the kids. Oh, it's for the kids. But he said the yak hair was excruciating to wear.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Why would they
It's a
do
gr-
that? Like,
I'll find the clip for
They're
you.
like,
But
this is
maybe we can just
hilarious,
make a
right?
new one.
That doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, but
right?
that's what
Like,
they did.
like that's so
Oh, man.
mean.
They
Course
brought in
art
a
for the
specialist so they could
kids.
deal with the torture.
I love
Crazy,
it.
right?
How much do
In
you
the
pay
movie,
the
if you watch-
guy? I don't know. To like, how much would you pay the
Totally.
guy to help you? Couldn't you have just made a new costume that isn't as painful? So,
It's weird. Very weird.
They if you watch the movie now, you'll see him sometimes like you'll see him scream and do crazy things. And if you're watching, you think he's just being crazy Grinch, but he's doing that because he's having one of his moments where he's like, I can't take this.
I
And
can't
he hits
take
himself.
that anymore. It makes me grumpy like a Grinch.
yeah, well, maybe
Help him
that's
get
why
into
it's so
character.
scary.
So, like,
yeah.
Let's help him get into character here. He's just like losing it. It was
And maybe
very
he said
creepy.
something with the eyes too, the contacts. Like anyway, the whole thing
Mm.
he said it was not excruciating. Daily.
It's funny, eh? Poor guy.
Mhm.
I didn't prepare any like Christmas book ideas, although, you know, Mom bought the kids this one called The Christmas Pig, and it was written by J.K. Rowling. Rowling? I don't know how
Oh.
to say her last name.
Rolling.
Rowling? Well, I've been saying it wrong.
I think it's
so.
rolling. Do you know? Shrek?
I thought it was Rowling, but maybe I don't know.
Maybe
Uh-oh.
Rowling. I don't know either.
Oh no, nobody knows.
Doesn't matter.
You
Lives
have
as
to
a-
say it with
I
a
didn't
British
read it.
accent. Maybe
I haven't read
Rowling.
it, but my mom read it, and she's like, oh, you know, she like skips ahead. She likes to read a book. She was like, oh, I got this to read to the kids, and then she sat down and read the whole thing. So it was apparently very good. The Christmas Pig. That's the only book I can think of at the top of my head.
I like the I just almost said The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is also a good movie, but
The Night Before Christmas?
The Night Before
Was the
Christmas.
Night
Thank you.
But it's
I have it
called.
right there.
It's not called that though. It's called.
It's a poem.
Something else. Huh? The title of the poem is something different.
It's a poem, actually.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
actually we read that the night before Christmas. We read that, me and the kids.
I think
Okay,
I know
great.
the whole
Yeah,
thing.
that's
So it's
mine.
The
A
Night Before
visit from
Christmas.
Saint Nicholas. It's called
Oh.
A Visit from Saint Nicholas. Yeah.
Oh. I put up my Christmas books. I have the Christmas Vinyl Cafe. Also,
Oh,
Mom
God.
gave me that.
That's not a book, but wonderful.
It is a
That's
book.
from a Canadian.
it is a book.
It is
For
a
the
book.
non-Canadian, it's a
It
book.
is a book. Look, I'll show
Oh,
you.
I thought it
Yeah.
was just the CDs.
I gave it to Laird too.
Oh,
Yep.
that's awesome. So do you want to explain what the Vinyl Cafe is, sir? To the listeners that are not Canadian and the Canadian listeners
Sure.
that don't listen to the CBC? No.
Yeah, the Vinyl Cafe is a radio show from CBC Radio, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. And it was Stuart McLean who would tell a story of a family, and the main character is like Dave and his wife and their kids. And Dave is just kind of like a character that gets into all these funny things. And it's like a very Canadian radio show that was very popular called The Vinyl Cafe. And that book has a whole bunch of stories from the stories he'd read on the radio. And I know Lindsay doesn't like it, but loved it. It was like I was in it. I was on it. And when they came up with the app, I have the app. And they still put out things now. They like, even though he's passed away, so this Stuart McLean has passed away, and they still put out stuff. Jess Milton, that we went to school with, she still does a little podcast about old episodes of the Vinyl Cafe.
Yeah, she's the
Stuart
producer.
McLean came to
Yeah.
our city, and I went and saw him do the Vinyl
Did you?
Cafe in
I always
person.
wanted
Yeah.
to go.
I got tickets. I was like, Dan, we're going to this. He was like, sure. he's always game. He just
yeah,
goes along with whatever I'm doing.
It's not my favorite. I just find everyone always gets mad at me. I'm so un-Canadian, but Laird loves it and his mom loved it. But it's just like, or his mom loves it, but that it's just so like, it's like, oh, Dave went down the street and there was a parade in the way, and then everybody in the live audience laughs, and I'm like, I don't understand why it's funny that he was trying to get down the street and there was a parade. To me, I'm like, get out of the way. I need to get somewhere. Like,
I hate
for
parades.
him, it's like, ooh. Oh, it was hilarious that he had to get to this place, but there was a parade in his way, so he couldn't get to the place. Or he was trying to cook a turkey, and then he ended up at a hotel. This is probably one of the Christmas stories, I think. He was trying to cook a turkey, and he couldn't cook a turkey because something to do with his oven, so he ended up at a hotel. And I'm like, I would just be mad. I'd be like, all right, friggin', I'm not cutting, let's just order in. So for me, it's like, it's just, Laird says the reason why people like it is because it's real story of a real, like it's a fake person, but like that they are going through real life things that people might go through in a, but in a like absurd kind of exaggerated way. So people think it's
Yeah,
funny because they can see themselves in him, I
totally.
think, or in the
Yeah,
neighbor
like
or the, yes, I've
And he
heard,
makes some bad
no.
decisions. Like you said, if he just said, you know what, let's just order in. But he doesn't. He's gonna persevere and make bad decisions. And people are just like, oh brother, I've been
yeah,
there.
because he forgot to, he told his wife he would do the turkey that year, which included buying it, but he didn't buy it. So then that's the story.
How
So
many
then
people
his
have done
wife's like,
this?
okay, have you taken the turkey out to defrost? And he went downstairs to look for the turkey and it wasn't in the freezer. And he looked everywhere and he was like, oh, she expected me to buy the turkey too. And it was like Christmas Eve. So then he like was going to like 24-hour shops to try to find something and he got like a turkey that was like missing a leg or something and it was beaten up because it was in like grade
See
A, but he got
Lindsay's
a
face.
turkey.
If you go
I
into
know, you
YouTube
should.
and you see Lindsay's face, she's like, I know the story because I had to listen to it.
I've had
And
to
I don't,
It's
listen to it.
still
horrible.
don't think
I
it's
love
funny.
it though.
It's awkward. I don't like,
it's
I don't like
funny.
those awkward.
Oh,
scenes.
that's true.
I'm really not.
That's
That's my
probably it.
horror. Yeah, like the horror. I can watch like people. I don't know, like Saw or something. Movie Saw, and I'm like, all right, well that was fine. But put me in like an awkward, like The Office or something like that situation.
Awkward
I'm like,
comedy
I
is
feel
not your
so
comedy.
uncomfortable. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's so awkward. Someone fix the situation so everybody's happy and not so awkward. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
awkward
I get
comedy
it.
is my favorite.
No.
Awkward
Yeah, it's my
comedy is my
favorite
favorite.
too.
Like top.
Cringing, just like, oh, why did you
Ooh,
say
no.
that?
I
So-
love it. It makes me laugh so out loud. Like makes me laugh out loud. Awkwardness. Yeah. Anyway, but I don't really do Christmas books. Like I know that some people like read the same book every year or something like that. I don't do any of that. But my mom did get me that Christmas book, so except
there
for the
also,
night
like,
before Christmas, I read that to the kids on Christmas Eve, but that's it.
Are there adult
Yeah.
Christmas books? Does anyone know about any like that? The only thing I can think of is like kids' Christmas books, but okay, listeners, if you know of any really great adult Christmas books, then let us know. You can call us on our phone that no one ever calls us on, which is on our website, or you can email us. Yeah, my
Is that
Christmas
somebody
wish
called?
to
Leave a voicemail?
everybody is to please call, so one person just
People don't
please
call
call the
anymore.
phone and leave us a voicemail. And you could, whatever you want to leave, I just want one person, please, to do that. That's my Christmas wish.
It's like people are scared to use the phone.
I know
People
no one
don't-
answers the phone, so you can
No one
call
answers the
it.
phone.
No one will answer.
No, there's-
It's
yeah.
just a voicemail. So you could just leave the
Just a
voicemail. Please. It's on our website at
Uh.
bookinterrupted.com. I don't know the phone number, but it's on there.
Oh, I know the first part. 416900. I just don't remember the last part. Maybe 86.
Oh, well, that's
something?
why I had to look it up anyway.
Okay, while you're looking it up, I'm going to tell you about this thing behind me.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
for anyone that can't
Wow.
see, this
I love
is
it.
a bunch of cats that kind of look like my parents' cat named Marmy, with which is like an orange and white striped cat with like a Christmas hat on and a Christmas bow, and they're like on with like a green skirt that has musical notes on it, which maybe means something. And
Christmas carols.
probably
They're
Christmas. I don't
caroling
know.
cats.
So, and it's a dress, which
Yes.
oh wait, is that the
It's a
front of
dress.
it?
Where did
And
you get this dress?
So one,
love it.
you know how, okay, this is like the clickbait thing. So one time it was like, I was on, this was years and years ago, and I saw this come up and I was like, oh my God, that looks like my parents' cat. I'm going to get this and wear this for Christmas. So I got it. It's like the most hideously ugly dress when you put it on ever. And so I
Fantastic.
want to wear it and I keep meaning, I don't care if it's hideous,
Just
but
do it. Just
keep
get a
meaning to
fantastic
wear it.
belt. Just get a great belt,
maybe.
right? And then it'll be
but-
like, oh, she's trying to look bad.
Yeah, oh well, you're gonna see it. It looks pretty bad if I wear it, but
You
maybe
have
I'll try
wear
to.
it.
Maybe I'll take a photo and then Sarah can put it up on Instagram or something. But when I
Yes.
put it on, but it's pretty ugly. But I'll figure out a way to make it look a little better. But it's pretty funny. So I think this year for Christmas, I'm just gonna walk in wearing it without any prep, and then everyone will be like, "What are you wearing?"
Mhm.
But I don't care.
Didn't your family last year all have the same pajamas or something?
Yeah, I bought,
Did
that
you
was
do
one,
that?
that was me. I bought everybody matching pajamas. So at Christmas time, everybody
So
opened
great.
them. And then one year we all wore the same pajamas, which is so cheesy, but I thought it was
So
funny.
great.
The men's were onesies. And
Nice.
if you haven't seen, but like my father and Laird are not skinny guys, so it's like you can imagine what they look like in a onesie. It's kind of a little round in the middle, and then their legs coming out.
It doesn't leave much of the imagination, perhaps?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
I
But
like
That's
yes,
it.
I
great.
don't think they wear those very often. But they all appeased me, and we took a group photo, so that was
I
That
fun.
like
makes me
it.
think of this is not Christmassy, but when I visited Sarah, we went shopping and we both got this like one piece, like it's a tank top, like kind of one piece pantsuit thing. Not suit, but
A onesie.
pants thing. A onesie. And we were like, oh, this will be great for pajamas. So we both buy it. The same one.
It was so hideous on.
So we put it on, and like it's like it wasn't flattering, but it also went really low. So like quite low. So we wore it 2 nights in a row. It was getting lower every night because it was like cotton, I think. So it was stretching each night.
100% cotton.
So
Yeah.
we've got some good so we took some pictures
And it
of us
had
like posing together.
and it had at the bottom too. It wasn't just like a onesie, like a tank top onesie. It was also had it was like had an elastic at the bottom, like where the legs are.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I have, if you put, I have this linen top that's a little bit longer
Mm-hmm.
that I wear over it, and it actually looks good. But it's the only time, and I wear it when it's super hot, when I don't want to like wear anything too heavy. And it doesn't matter if it goes low because there's a top over it, and you can kind of
But
see that
yeah.
I'm wearing something underneath because it's a onesie.
Maybe you were
But
supposed to always. Maybe it was supposed to be something you're supposed to put something over top.
I
Think
think so.
so.
Well, it has to be. Like it was really unflattering unless you're, I don't know, 18 and
Okay, so
super
you could wear
tight.
that with the vest over top, Mare, and there you go.
There
Then
you
your
go.
Wow.
hubby's gonna love that.
That would be
Christmas.
something. That would be something.
All right, should I tell the story of the tree falling on me? If you wanted, that's the
Yeah.
story you wanted. Let's do
Yeah, let's hear
my
it.
Christmas story. That this has nothing to do with books or movies, though, mind you, but whatever. My dad.
This type of story could make it into the Vinyl Cafe if Stuart McLean was still around.
That's
I'm just
true.
saying.
That it could
Very
be. That's
relatable.
true.
How many
Stuart
people have had a
McLean.
tree fall?
Yes. Yes.
at
Unfortunately, Stuart McLean died. So I am actually sad about that because I think was a like national treasure. So
Mm-hmm.
sad. But
Yeah.
oh, have I told this story on the podcast before? I feel like I
I
have.
think you have
Hard to know.
for
All right, maybe then I don't. Well, okay, I'll give
something.
the like quick rundown
You
of
can't
it.
just bring it up and
I
not
know.
tell it.
Well, it's a Christmas
Yeah, you have to
episode,
tell
so-
it. Not everyone has
Okay, okay.
listened to
Back
every
and
episode.
listen to that
Yeah,
episode, listeners.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I have, but whatever. We'll tell it again. That so
Oh, I know what it
my
was. I know what episode it was. It was episode where we did our little traumas. Remember our
Oh, yes.
what happened to you? We all our little tea traumas, and yours was the tree falling on you. I think.
That was a little bit of a little
Yeah.
tea trauma. So my dad always gets this really gigantic Christmas tree because the house we grew up in had a big cathedral ceiling. And so every year, and the house that my parents have right now also has a big ceiling. So he gets this big, but before he used to get huge trees, like, I don't know, I want to say like 12-foot trees, like tall trees.
Huge,
that fill the kind of big arched or whatever peaked ceiling. And oftentimes they're so big that my dad had to use some wires to like attach it to the wall so that it didn't fall. Well, I guess this time it didn't. He didn't do that, or we were just putting it up or something. And I was walking by and the tree started to fall, and my instinct, instead of like running away so that the tree falls and I don't get hurt, I am underneath trying to protect, like push the tree to hold the tree.
Floor.
Yeah. So I'm going like this and I'm screaming like, and my mom was standing in the kitchen and I'm like, Mom. And then she just stands there and just laughs at me the whole time. I think that was probably the little T of the trauma.
Yeah.
Of like, and I'm like,
yeah.
Mom, help me. And she's just like killing herself laughing, because it was like the kitchen was open. So it was just, she was standing right there. Literally, she could have come and helped me and she didn't. So that's my Christmas tree story. But my dad usually wires it up. Well, he used to. Now the trees aren't as big, so it's not. But as
One year, my dad screwed the the stand on a piece of plywood to the subfloor.
oh.
And he would sometimes put wires and they didn't work. And I was
Yeah.
there one time and my baby cousin, I think it was Kyle, was on the ground by the tree and it starts falling. And so I grabbed the tree and it's all spiky on the, for people who are not familiar with like evergreen trees, they've got like needles on the trunk of the tree. So even if you grab it, it's like your hands are full of these sharp evergreen needles. Anyway, so he just drilled it right through the carpet into the subfloor. And we're like,
I know
that's
we
a
had a
little
carpet
extreme.
too.
All right, there you go. That's smart.
A little extreme. He was done with it. He was like, I'm done with this tree falling over.
Falling over on people.
Yeah. There's some
Yeah.
really nice Christmas tree stands you can get though. Like the Lee Valley catalog. Lee Valley's got like a lot of like woodworking tools and whatever, right? I get this catalog because I love it. I don't know. And they have this really, really fancy like Christmas tree, and it's got like you pump it with your foot, and it's got like these like cables that like tighten perfectly around the trunk, and like it's got lots of
Oh.
stuff. It's very expensive. This person hates trees falling over. They really, really made it fast and easy to get your tree secure.
I wonder, I bet some of our listeners maybe have never, I'm sure there's parts of the world that don't have evergreen trees. So I think there's lots of parts of the world that don't have evergreen trees.
Yeah,
So.
here.
But I'm sure most people know
Here
what
I
a
am.
Christmas tree looks like. But yeah, they're spiky. Most of them.
So when I moved here, I decided just like, we do the whole Santa Claus thing, even though we're Muslim, but I only got like a tiny little tree because it doesn't matter. And my mom came to visit and I knew like she had a really hard time. So another friend who only during COVID, she didn't go back to, her family lives in Spain, even though she lives here. So it's the only time she didn't go back to Spain. So she bought a full Christmas tree, but it's like super artificial looking, like super duper. It's not even trying to look like not an artificial tree. And anyway, she gave it to me because my mom was coming. And my mom in her luggage, she had tons of Christmas decorations. It was like, and then she came for Christmas again 2 years later and brought more. It was like almost like she was like offended how little. I was like, but it's not a thing here. Like people don't really celebrate Christmas. It's a like 98% Muslim country or something. Like people don't celebrate Christmas here. So you could get a little bit of things, but that's enough, and that's enough. And anyway, because she's the Christmas queen, she
is Christmas.
She brings it in her luggage, and she's sending the kids Christmas gifts, like in a boat, like in a shipment over all the Christmas gifts for the kids, which should be arriving any day now. And she packed wrapping paper because she was really upset about the lack of choices in wrapping paper here. In addition, how expensive it was to buy the wrapping paper once you found some. She's like, don't worry, I packed wrapping paper. And I'm like, okay, great, perfect. The kids will be thrilled.
It was great.
Yeah. Do you celebrate do the Santa thing just because you grew up Christian with Christmas? Yeah. As part of your
and a lot of
family?
And honestly, a lot of Muslims in Canada also celebrate the whole Santa thing. Nobody here does because it's like majority of people are Muslim, but in Canada, because a majority of people celebrate Christmas, there's a lot of families that we know that are also Muslim that still do the whole Santa thing. But they're not like, it's not because they're not celebrating the Christian traditions of Christmas. They're doing Santa Claus is coming to town kind of thing. So yeah.
And how do you like talk about that with the kids, like to differentiate, like saying, or do you guys don't really talk religion?
They ask why Santa comes to us, and we say because their Nana is Christian. That's it. They get Santa because their Nana's Christian.
Great.
So they lucked out.
That's easy. Perfect.
Yeah, they lucked out.
That's
with
an easy answer.
Thank goodness Nana's Christian.
Okay.
Yeah,
they just accepted it. That's great.
What about like the other people that you know? They're all fine with, it's not nothing. Like they don't care that you guys celebrate Santa? Like your other family?
And I don't do it's not like my mom, I don't do a huge thing. Like we have just a small tree in the living room, and we don't put any of the gifts out beforehand. We only do it the night before, so it's not a thing. Like that seems excessive too here. It
Yeah.
feels excessive.
Feels excessive
To have
here,
like,
honestly, the number of gifts. It's like I can just already feel Christmas coming and it's so stressful. Like, we're already getting questions. What do we get your kids and stuff? And I'm like, they don't play with anything. They don't need anything. They don't, like you get them a really nice stick or I don't know. Experiences would be nice. But like it just feels like I spend my whole life trying to get rid of stuff that isn't used in the house and then I finally do it and then it's Christmas and then it gets filled up again with stuff
What if
that
you
nobody uses and I'm just cleaning it up.
could you
You know?
do, I know my parents are really wanting my brother and his wife to set up a bank account for um my niece. I don't know if they've done it yet, but so that every Christmas or birthday or whatever, some money can just go into that so that it's like a college fund or whatever for her when she's older. Or maybe you could do that. Like set up and say, well, why don't you send a card and put some money in for
I
them
think
for
it's a
when they're older.
conflicting needs thing. I think people want to give a cool toy, right? I think
Hmm.
it's a
I think that it might be also our parent, like that's great that your
parents'
parents are doing, but I
generation.
think it's our parents' generation want to do something for Christmas. Like, they want to do
Showy.
something that's,
Mm.
yeah, like exciting. And
Yeah,
so,
membership to something they want to go to is not showy. It
Hmm.
doesn't, you can't open at that at Christmas. You can't
Right.
open, I put something in your bank account for the thing you're saving for. Although some of the family does send some money for the thing they're saving for, which is nice, but also gifts. And it's okay. It's
yeah.
just like having to come up, I don't enjoy shopping. So having to come up with a list for not just this thing that I might get my kid, uh, but what everybody else is going to as well. It's like I have to
Hmm.
chop in my head first and make a list and email it out. And maybe those things, maybe I give them something that the kid really wants and they don't buy it. And then it's like, so they don't get that thing?
Oh,
It's
right.
hard to
Yeah.
get people you're like, this is what they really, really want. They really want this one thing. And then you say, okay, you can, if you want to know, this is what they want. And then they don't get it. And you're like, okay. And the kid's like, oh, I only wanted that one thing. Didn't
Mm.
get it. It's so stressful. Christmas is so stressful. And I don't want stuff either. You
Yeah.
know? Oh, well, it
But I like
begins.
the food. I really
I'm
like
so
the food.
negative. Can you tell that I don't enjoy Christmas? I'm so negative. I like Christmas movies. Christmas was always a source of stress when I was a kid. Like, I
Yeah.
found it too noisy and too stressful, and I was always an emotional mess. And I had to act a
Mm.
certain way, and I couldn't do it because I was too stressed out and it was too much. And so Christmas is always me crying or yelling or having a bad time. So I don't enjoy Christmas, but I do love Christmas movies
I think a
and
lot of people
Christmas
feel that
carols.
way, the same
Yeah,
way as you.
yeah.
I mean, I like being with my family, or we don't do like, I mean, I don't have kids, so it's very different than what you guys have to deal with. But like, yeah, ours is more like we all bring, we make a cocktail on Christmas Eve and all have appetizers and then have a dinner, and it's not like a huge thing.
We go and cut down a Christmas tree every year. That's like you can like where I live because it's not a big population. You can print off a permit. Like it's free. You print off a permit saying, I've got this permit to cut down a Christmas tree. And you can go off to
Hmm.
certain places, just like in the forest, and
That's
find a
fun.
wild Christmas tree. And this is another thing that upsets my mom because a wild Christmas tree is not as full um, as a farmed one because the farmed ones are like pruned in such a way over time so that they're really full, like unnaturally full. And but then we go and we bring hot chocolate and a little sled and we like, the
I did
kids
it
can
with
be in the
you.
sled when they get tired. Yes, Sarah came too.
Do
And
you
we
remember
like
when I
wrap it in a
came for
tarp and
Christmas?
yeah, put it on top of on the car, and then we drive it home. We set up our and
It
then we
was
trim
great.
it to a Christmas tree shape, kind of. But it's like sparse, but I love it. I love it because it looks natural, And it's kind of like it kind of seems like a little nice a bit of tradition. Aside from all the advertising and the selling and all the stuff that comes with, you know, the
It
consumerism
does
that
not
comes with
sound like
Christmas.
you hate Christmas. I think you just hate the like commercialism of Christmas.
I do
maybe.
hate the commercialism.
You know, but
Yeah, and unrealistic expectations. You know, like the commercialism is the thing. Like the Elf on the Shelf thing. I will never
Yeah,
do
that's
Elf on
weird.
the
We
Shelf.
never did that. We've never done that, but I heard that's a
Yeah.
big thing now.
Yeah, if you're not good, then you don't get Christmas. Whatever it is. This elf is going to watch you for whatever, I don't know how many ever days leading up to Christmas so that you're good. I'm like, doesn't that put like a damper on Christmas? Like, we're checking to make sure you're not naughty during this most
But
stressful
Santa does the same
month
thing.
in
Yes.
Canada.
That's
The
what
most-
Santa is. Santa's supposed to be if you're naughty, then like
I
he's supposed to be
know.
watching you too. So
I know, but it's like they sent an extra agent to really have a good eye on you.
Drill it in.
yeah, but parents
Drill
are so
it in.
creative. I don't know. Looks fun. I would do that just
For
for the
who?
fun creativity for the parent.
For the parent?
For me, I would love that. I'd be like, what is the elf gonna do now? Let me just set it up. I love
Oh
the
my God.
creativity of all that stuff. But I
I
don't
guess
also
it
don't have
could
kids,
be.
so I'm-
I feel like it's just one more thing to do because there's,
yeah,
you got to
fair.
do this for the Christmas like there's so many Christmas shows and stuff leading up to it.
Mm.
Fair.
December is nuts.
I gotta opt out of all that, so that's nice. We just have Christmas Eve and Christmas, and then it's done. I get gifts. I bake cookies, and we're done. Over.
Great.
So that's the Christmas episode.
I don't really know. We just kind of talked
Did we
about
talk
Christmassy
about anything?
things.
Is it
I don't
interesting
know.
at all?
Okay,
Okay,
everyone,
it's
quickly say
called-
our favorite movies.
Oh, well, mine's
Favorite
It's a
movie.
Wonderful Life, but there was a really good one that I watched recently, and now I'm panicking. I can't say it. So, oh well.
Okay, Lindsay, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
I don't know. Probably White Christmas, I guess.
Hmm.
I think that's the only one that I watch every year. So, no, I do really like the one that when you look at it is very problematic. That has the I don't want a lot for Christmas. What's that?
Love Actually?
Love Actually. I do
Yeah.
really like Love Actually, even
I
though
like Love
every of
Actually,
the
too.
scenarios is fully problematic and kind of when you look at it, kind of scary and weird and whatever. I still really like that movie.
There's a lot of
That's
lots
funny
of problematic
because
relationships, but I love that movie too.
that's funny. If I love that movie, and anytime at Christmas I'd watch it, and then I bought it as a DVD so I could watch it whenever I want. And now that I have it, I'm like, every time I go to play, I'm like, but there's so many horrible relationships in it. I don't know if it's really going to. But if it's on TV, I watch it 100%. Like I'm in. I'm totally engaged. I love this movie. But now that I own it, I'm like, oh, it's not really lots of happy relationships. It's more actually horrible relationships. Lots of horrible.
But is that the point?
relationships.
It's like love exists in all these different weird, whatever,
Yes.
Mhm.
varied. The answer is
Okay, my
Claws.
four-
It's an animated one called Claws, and it's newer and it's really good. It's about
Oh,
this
saw
kind of
that.
like a origin story kind of thing, in a way.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like in a
Is it where-
cabin and
Netflix?
there's I think
He's a toy maker.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's really good. But it's Klaus, Claws.
Oh,
with a
okay.
K.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll watch it.
I also really like the one where it's got Cameron Diaz and Jack Black and
The Holiday.
The Holiday,
The
where they
Holiday,
like
that's one of my
exchange.
favorites.
I like half the relationships in that movie.
Fair.
Like I just want the Jack Black and the Kate Winslet
Kate
all the
Winslet?
time.
Yes.
And I don't want the Jude Law
Yeah.
or the
Oh,
Cameron
I
Diaz.
like
don't-
Jude Law.
That one's I'm like whatever. But the Kate Winslet part I'm like, yeah.
That's so cute.
That's one of
I
my-
like that.
That's one of my top four. The Holiday. So I have four. I have Elf, which I already mentioned. The Holiday. The Family Stone. I love that movie. I love it. It's really sad and kind of funny. Do you know it?
What
It
one?
has
No.
Luke Wilson and Sarah Jessica Parker and Diane Keaton. Who's the girl that is in The Notebook? What's her name again?
Rachel McAdams?
Rachel McAdams is in it. And Dermot something. That
I haven't seen
Anyway.
it. I'll watch
What's it called? Sorry?
The Family Stone. And I really like it.
Oh, yeah.
but it's
maybe I
awkward.
saw that.
So maybe
Yeah.
Meryl like it more. There's awkward moments. and heartfelt. Anyway, I really like that. I really like that movie. And then my last is The Last Holiday with Queen Latifah. I will watch that movie any time of year. I love it. I love it so much.
I
will watch
haven't
it
seen
anytime
it.
it's on.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'll watch it.
She thinks she's
One of
gonna
my
die.
favorite movies.
I've seen the preview many times. It's
Yeah.
like a preview on one of our DVDs. And I'm like, oh, we should
It's
watch that
so
sometime.
good.
But we watch movies so seldom, like once a month. I don't know, maybe. So it's hard to get in
On
all
your
the movies.
list. It's really like it's nice and it's happy ending and it's really great.
That's
It's a really great movie. It's my favorite.
There's one recently called Holiday that's kind of cute now that I remember it, where it's like these two people are annoyed because of Christmas and that people are making them bring dates. So then they decide they're going to be each other's holidays because who's in it? Anyways, the aunt has a holiday. So it's like not a real date. They're just like pretend like they're together for the holidays so that they can go to everything. So people stop bugging them and trying to set them up. It's kind of cute. It's current.
Oh, I'll watch it.
The Holiday. It's got a good name.
I think it's called Holiday. Yeah.
I've seen it. I haven't watched it yet.
I want to watch that
I'll
one
go.
too that you were saying that song is in. What was
Love
it
Hard.
called? Love Hard.
Love Hard.
That one's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, well, that was a nice way to end our Christmas
Year.
episodes. Everyone
Yeah,
have a
that's
wonderful holiday season, whatever thing you celebrate, even if it's just a break. Because lots of times people I have lots of people that I work with that are like, great, I don't celebrate Christmas, but I love the break from work. So
Yes, definitely.
enjoy your time.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So we'll switch over to the other
Yeah,
link.
doing it now.
Okay.
I'll get on right away.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
If you've enjoyed these video highlights, listen to the full episode on our YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts. Remember to like and subscribe and ring that bell to be notified when new episodes are published. Find out more by going to www.bookinterrupted.com.
Never forget, every child matters.